What is going on? Entertainment so I'm coming to y'all with another video. We talking Dollhouse. Before I get started, make sure I hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Okay. So the episode opens up with Savannah just in bed. Like, Joyce, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, damn. So apparently, while JB's came in there with her clan of T girls to back her up to jump Savannah, Savannah claims that Joyce cocked her feet back and she had them thought boots. Y'all know them thought boots that them girls used to be wearing in school. She had, I think, them thought boots because those are the only things that could bust the implant. She had some thought boots wrapped up tight, knee high, and she leaned back and she said, "Bow!" And then she popped Savannah in her tatas, and it caused, I guess, her implants to burst. So she's literally in bed, like literally howling like a wolf. I felt so bad for her. All you could hear is "Ooh," she's like, "Ooh." Okay, and then here comes Sapphire. Sapphire ends up pulling up, which, by the way, like, y'all are at this point are wasting Sapphire's time. These girls are not gonna listen to her. It's no shade. They're just gonna hear what she has to say, and it's gonna go in one ear and out the other. They're not gonna be like, "Okay, Sapphire, we're going to do exactly what you said. We're going to take your advice, Sapphire. We're going to apply it, and we're going to be well-behaved dolls." They're not doing that. Y'all much rather put her time to use and make an Academy season 2 like we've all been asking for. So Sapphire's just checking up on Savannah. She's asking how she's doing. Savannah at this point is in massive pain. Her tatas hurt. Her butt is very sore. Her body is just tore, right? And so Sapphire just starts asking her about her journey of transitioning and everything. Savannah starts telling her life story. The only thing is, Sapphire, like, don't make it seem like Savannah. I don't think she was trying to make it seem like, but when she was asking her, like, does she regret it or anything? Like, I don't think Savannah regrets it at all. I just think she's in massive amount of pain and it's bringing so much emotions out of her. I don't think it has anything to do with like regrets or she want to be a dude or detransition again or none of that. Like, I just think she just real life in pain. Like, she quit. Like, she gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with this reunion, these girls really better be careful because now that she knows what type of timing they on and they're willing to physically hurt her, it's gonna be a different type of Savannah at this reunion. So Savannah ends up showing Sapphire her Hello Kitty. Okay, she's just showing it to her. Sapphire's talking about, "Oh, that's my first time seeing one of those. Oh, it look like mine. It looks like a Jack in the Box." Why did you react like that, Sapphire? Like, she's like, "Oh, first time seeing one of those. Wow. Oh my God." Like, over there sounding like Tasha Gay. All right. So then Sapphire then goes on to talk to the other side of the house, which is like the JBs, the Joyce, the Trinis. And this is why Joyce to me didn't deserve to be host. Because you could look how Landon is hosting so far, and he's actually being mature about it versus coming in trying to be a cast, and then Joyce is acting like, for you to know what pain she's in and how you could have caused permanent damage to her and not care, and you being a trans woman yourself, that shows how much of a piece of crap Joyce kind of is. Because it's like, the surgery and the time that it takes to make a doll. So for you to know that yourself and not care about the next, whether you hate her or not, because I don't feel like they beef is that deep, is crazy to me. Shimp your nigga, shimp Cashy. Like, it's just like, y'all beef is not that deep. You didn't take her $500. So it's like, for you to not care that much is crazy. Insanity. Savannah, to this day, from what I know, her tatas are intact. I don't think they busted to the point of expulsion that she wasn't able to repair them. So she is able to use her tatas to still be an Arrows girl. So Sapphire's talking to JB. She's just like, "Oh, like, are you gonna let it go? Like, do you think you're gonna let it go?" JB, she's just like, after I get that with Kenzie, of course we can let it go. She like, "I thought you were gonna let it go." They update them about Savannah's injuries. All of them could care less. To be honest, if anything, now if JB's did it, would have made a little bit more sense because them two have been going on online beefing for like a couple years now. So it's like that would have made more sense, her doing something like that versus like a Joyce. So then all of a sudden, okay, I sound like Tori. All of a sudden, she ends up bringing up Joyce that Pookie had persuasion man. Which, by the way, y'all know the entertainers gonna put me up on game, right? So they had sent me some of Pookie's tapes. I said, all right, Pookie be getting down with the get down. I said, I know that's right. One of the videos, I thought it was Fat Cat. I said, I know that's not Fat Cat. But it was somebody, it was some other dude. But I thought that was Fat Cat. When I watched it, I said, damn, Pookie got Fat Cat doing the thing. Okay, but no, it wasn't. So I am familiar with her work. Okay, I am very familiar with Pookie work. All right. So now it kind of makes sense as to why I remember online through the blogs how Persuasion was mad at Pookie for something. I just thought it was for some random reason, but it probably has to do with this same nigga that Joyce was bringing up. So Anthony goes and checks up on Savannah, talking about, you a bad bitch, Savannah. I think that, everything that you do, you a bad bitch. And, I trust in everything that you do. And I feel like you need to repair yourself and you need to be healthy, Savannah. And I think you a bad bitch. And, even though I'm not the host of the house, I think you are a bad bitch. Okay. Which y'all know I'm going to get on Anthony because clearly you do not respect these girls. You was calling all types of niggas and some more shit behind their back. So really, how authentic are you in saying all of this? Okay. And then Savannah ends up leaving. I felt so bad. They done carry Savannah up out that house like she was an old lady. Okay. So she goes to the hospital and ends up leaving. Y'all already know that is one of the people I knew before Now That's TV even was invented. I remember watching her on Hollywood Divas when I was younger. And I was like, she's funny as fuck. People don't understand how funny she is. I remember she came on the show right through the lady from the Parkers. Her name was Countess, and she had came in like as a friend. But there was like this couple there, and like she kept messing with the man. Like she wasn't messing with him, but like she would say little stuff that would make him get like uncomfortable, annoyed, and that shit used to be so funny. So really, like they really should be bowing down to her, to be honest, because she was really one of the first girls, one of the first that was on reality TV. One of the first T girls that was on reality TV, from what I remember watching when I was younger, for sure. So when Savannah leaves, they decide to host, a classy brunch. All the girls are sitting around the table looking beautiful, and they're sitting there. And Akasha, to me, gave hopes. This whole scene to me gave Akasha to be the host, if we're gonna be honest. You hear me? Okay. 813, 813. So she's sitting there and she's basically telling them, like, hey, like, there's certain stuff we can't do when we're outside at certain bookings. She basically giving them the Natalie Nunn treatment. We can't fight in bookings, right? We cannot be fighting bookings because they may ruin money. They might not want to book us again because we're gonna F up the establishment. Joyce is sitting there with her goggles, mad, because Savannah's really leading the charge, right? She even in the confessionals says she's just like I don't know, like what Akasha thinks she's doing with me, but like that bitch gonna be 6 feet under. Okay, this is Joyce, by the way, at the branch. Hold on, this Joyce at the branch. She she eyeing through them goggles, looking at Akasha all types of nasty. Because really, if you had told me, if I started watching from the beginning of this episode and not the earlier in the season, I would have thought Akasha's the host. Like this is her show. You know what I'm saying? Which I do feel like when they do fight in clubs and stuff, these promoters and these club owners, why would they want to book y'all? They be doing the same stuff on baddies, and it always is questionable when they do that because they're not gonna want to book y'all ever again because of the stuff that y'all doing on camera. Especially, imagine what y'all gonna do when the cameras are not there, when they don't have people looking at y'all. So it's a concern for the club at that point. So Akasha basically starts telling Joy, she's like, I never had no issue with you. Like, it's okay, you love me. It's okay, you love me. You never had no issue with me. I never did nothing to you, right? And then she's like, oh, but I'm gonna let you keep doing what you do because you're young. So Joyce finally takes accountability for the things that she said. Now, this is where it gets muddy. Apparently, she says in her confessionals that Akasha does not like Jaylani, which they, to me, I thought were like best friends. And she says that Akasha be talking badly about Jaylani. And one time, Jaylani and her had a falling out, and she told Joyce in a group chat, or told Joyce all of Akasha's business. Which my whole thing is, I'd have been pissed if I was Akasha. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's one thing for us to fall out, but for you to tell my business, that's why I got trust issues. That would have had me fucked up. I don't know if how I could come back from something like that. Like it's one thing we felt like you just talk shit, but you spilling my tea. One thing I will say, us Floridians are very loyal. Okay, we gonna have each other back, even though we may not be seeing eye to eye. But when it comes to versusing other people, we will stick together. Okay, a la always me defending DTV. No shade. So I guess you could say that. Now we start seeing Kenzie versus JB's. Now this is where we get the brick house. Okay, scene. To me, Kenzie, you showed your cards because you are a little bit of a picking and chooser. Because had that have been London, had that have been YG, had that have been any girl that was smaller than you, okay? Maybe even a Sky, somebody smaller in stature that you think you could get, you would get them. Cause my whole thing is you fought a nigga before you fought JB's. Y'all remember on that show? Oh damn, I forgot the name of the show. That dating show that Nina did, Bougie Nina did. Not dating show, but room hates. Room hates. Y'all remember on room hates when she fought that nigga? So you fought a nigga before you fought JB's. I don't know. I think JB's had a whole lot of point with what she was saying. Y'all, JB started reading Kenzie from the moon and back. She started calling her a father, how she's doing all these things. How she's talking as a father, how her kids would be like, why does daddy wear a wig and talking like all this stuff is so offensive to Kenzie. Kenzie is just taking at this point. Kenzie's saying little stuff back and forth here and there, but the way that JB's was getting her, I almost started to feel bad. You know what got me during this scene? It's the security guard with the red beanie. He over there standing against the wall like this. He talking about he's squinting at JB. JB said, "You can't do this. You can't do this." And he's over there like, was I the only one paying attention to that? Because he didn't know whether to laugh, to frown, to smile. He just tried to stay there with a straight face. So y'all know Kenzie, her line, she starts talking about, freaking JB's his mom, which by the way, like I hate when girls of the community, girls or guys, whether you're a freaking a cis gay male or a T girl, I hate when they do the whole parent thing because like I'm gonna say this, just because your parent may say they're accepting of you and love you and don't mean they feel like the same way behind your back. Please do not think that. I'm telling you. Okay. I'm not saying that's for all parents because some parents, they're that good of people that they feel that way in front of your face, behind your back. But some of them, they'll say that so that way they'll keep that relationship with you because they love you that much. So I hate when people try to throw that in people's faces just because they have that relationship with their parents and stuff like that, and they're out and stuff. So they feel like the people that aren't that have parents that's not accepting of it or that don't fuck with them like that, that they have the upper hand. Cause it's like in the grand scheme of things, you really don't most of the time. So that read, Kenzie, it don't hit as much as you think it does. So JB's basically like she could call Angela if she wanted to, but they don't really mess with each other like that. So they didn't end up squabbling. They didn't allow them to. She ends up throwing water at her, and that kind of ended it there. Next thing you know, we back to the breakfast, and Akasha and Joyce end up talking it out, and Joyce ends up apologizing, and they make peace for the moment being. It don't look like it lasts long because I think Joyce ends up getting Akasha later. So y'all ain't hear from me though. And then afterwards, Swayana get her lick back. It's about time, bitch. You should have been did that. Okay. You about like 5-6 episodes too late. She got you when Sydney Star was around. Sydney been gone. You should have been got her. Okay. I don't feel bad for Joyce. Sorry. You deserve that. You snuck her. She snuck you back. That's even. So she started, yeah, she like, ha ha. All the girls are like, ha ha, like damn Stewie after Joyce ended up on the floor. So then we get Bria versus Kenzie. Let me tell y'all something. Bria won the battle, but Kenzie won the war by slamming her because you gotta be a strong type of bitch to slam Bria. You know what I'm saying? Because Bria's not a small girl. For Kenzie to have done that, I got to give you that, but I don't think she won. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, Kenzie whooped her." You didn't, because she was still knocking and stalking you before you went and took her to the floor. Okay, but I was shocked she was able to get Bria on the floor because compare in size, Kenzie's a lot smaller than a Bria, so you got some strength in you, bitch. But here's the thing: Kenzie, this is why the girls begin on you. The way that you acted after that fight, this is why they be calling you all types of names that are derogatory. You don't carry yourself sometimes like a lady. Like after that fight, that was crazy to me. Like the way that she was walking around, prancing, doing all that. It's just like this is you literally give them the material to read you. Like every time she does it. So then we get Swayana versus Joyce. So they finally get it on. Which, by the way, like anybody that fight Joyce, you gotta just move out the way. Joyce fights like Rolly. Like Rolly go in, Joyce do the same thing. You just gotta be like, so then they could fall straight in their face. That's what you should have did, Swayana. Swayana, you could tell was a little scared to fight her, no lie, because she was like, "What's up?" And then Joyce just said, "And dive in tonight. I'm about to dive in." That bitch dive in to Joyce, to Swayana, and literally like kind of sat on her. I'm not gonna lie, like she did kind of sit on Swayana, and that was really about the episode. They ended up going for a second round, but they kind of cut it off. Um, this episode was. I still like my favorite episode was the whole dating show episode, and they didn't even fight because it was actually funny. Let me know what y'all think down below about this episode. Who y'all think took the W? Next season for sure though. I feel like they need to let the fans pick the host. Like put up 3 people up for host contendees, and I feel like we as the audience should be able to pick the host. Let me know what y'all think down below, and we all baby.
Welcome to the house of entertainers, spilling all the tea on the famous.